Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to the Resident Evil 6. Just want to do something real quick to see. So if I accidentally move my mouse around, then it is going to pop up this input device changed, and it's going to pop that up even as I'm ending and starting recordings, because I end and start recordings by pressing the keyboard, which assumedly also does the same thing. Anyways, back to the story. We were on a slow start with a lot of cutscenes and dialogue. We saved this man, we saved his daughter Liz, and now
how do we get out of this place?
Maybe we're gonna get scared a little bit.
The underground parking lot.
We heard some
the
dogs.
The elevator is up ahead. Hopefully it still works.
We heard some dogs down this windows side, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get the classic dogs jumping through the window attack. I could slowly inch my way this way, I guess, or I can just kind of run.
Let's get this out of our way.
Roger.
So another sequence there, like
I'm glad you guys were here.
Trying to establish some kind of tension, but so far we haven't shot but zombies twice in an hour in gameplay. I think I may have gotten all the graphics working though. It's gonna be fun if one of those two people though get turned into zombies. Looks like the daughter's gonna be the one.
It's going to be okay, Lizzie. You're going to be okay.
Dad.
We're almost there. Liz?
So now it's stuck in an elevator with the guy? Okay, I guess that's kind of scary. Good graphics here.
Oh my
Pretty
God.
good graphics at least.
He's already gone! Shoot her!
Struggle with the quick time events. I didn't hit her in the head, so the partner had to hit her in the head, but it seemed like that was going to be the case no matter what.
I can't believe this.
We'll get used to it. It's either them or us, and they don't hesitate.
Why did this have to happen?
I think Leon is kind of
I
immune
don't think we're alone in here.
from turning into a zombie, but she could
Grab your gun.
potentially turn into a zombie as far as we know.
Shit! Don't let him in!
I'm out of bullets. So I don't know if that was I used all my bullets in my clip or I just lost all my bullets completely. Let's see. Reload. I have no bullets. Like none at all. Here we go. Remember, I'm playing on normal, and I've already run out of bullets after just shooting a bunch of rats. And the game has decided that they've really tricked me here. They put a bunch of rats and such to make me think I should make an effort to...
He's dead. Let's go.
they put all these rats like I was supposed to shoot them, wandering around looking for things. Now, look, I was looking for we get maybe some decent damage modeling here, but look at my health bar. If I assume it's the top bar on there, it seems like I have widgets, 6 increments of health that may or may not, look at this stop sign just floating there, may or may not be completely emptied. And if they're not completely emptied, then I recover to that one widget.
Couldn't agree more.
But everything else, I have like 10 shots here. Let's just get out. I'm seeing absolutely no reason to look around the areas. I'm seeing really, really short encounters. This is not what I had, not the experience I had in Resident Evil 4 or 5. Very, very different. And then Resident Evil 7 is promising to be even more different, or going back to Resident Evil 4 and 1 and 2 maybe a little bit.
Let's go.
Leon, it's too late. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, that's definitely true. They don't even know where to go.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Even if they had labels on those monitors, they would still need a map of the facility unless they've memorized the map of the facility. And again, the game just feels super unfinished. We jumped into this area and there's nothing here. And a lot of hay has been made, if that's a real phrase, as far as the RE7 demo, but that's not even what the game is about. The demo is kind of not demoing anything except for the engine and the graphics, possibly, theoretically, of what the new game is going to be. And maybe a little bit of the story, but probably not. I would not be incredibly surprised if Capcom is trying to pull a bait and switch effectively with the demo, and we're gonna find
He said it was some sort of fog.
Find that the game
If this
is
thing spread in gas form, then anyone who breathed it in got infected.
That would mean everyone on campus.
Yeah, but then why is it so quiet? I've got a bad feeling about this.
So, yeah, it may very well be a bait and switch. This game was not highly reviewed, and I understand why they want to get away from 6. But 4 is beloved, and 5, while not as good as 4, is probably the second best in my minds of the modern Resident Evil game. This kind of feels like the original Resident Evil game in the sense that that game was so old and so small that you could only go in one room and fight one zombie at a time. There we had another hitch up. And sometimes when we have these hitch ups, it feels like it's either the engine having trouble with the fog, with the floor, or with the fog or the effects. Something right here, either the reflections, there aren't any reflections in the blood, but there's reflections of the light, is causing trouble. Unless it's just walking right here is a hard load spot for the hard drive, and if that's the case, I have an SSD hard drive, so there's no excuse why there should be a hitch up there. So what do? I guess we have to come back down and just turn down anti-aliasing some more. We already have FXAA, so turn it off completely. For the sake of a smooth experience, And honestly, you're not going to really notice too much of a difference, particularly if you're watching this on YouTube, which is the only place you should be watching this video. The streaming and compression of those things probably not super noticeable. I guess that is a weird assumption to say people should make, that video games that you see on YouTube will possibly look better, and I guess it's slightly true, but it's also kind of a strange thing to say. So here we've got a plant that looks like a yellow plant, and I could certainly do for the yellow plant because that would expand my health, and there may not even be any red plants in this game. Maybe we've run into a boss.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
So here's a classic thing in Resident Evil. They will actually know you're targeting them and try to duck out of the way. Hadn't refilled my bullet. So X refill. Oh well, she'll just shoot. She can just use her infinite amount of bullets to shoot. Like, so I just have to sit here like a fool and let the computer program play itself effectively. What? Really? And if they're down on the ground, there's no reason not to just stomp them. And no, that's just a green herb. Which, yes, I could use, but... And then all these cans aren't the heal spray cans from Resident Evil 4. Apparently I can jump up here and jump down here. But we're done with this area. 3 zombies. That was it. Move on to the next room. Yeah, 3 zombies is more than the 1 zombie you would usually deal with in Resident Evil 1, but you're talking 15, 20-year-old game, too. So that's not a real valid comparison. There's a stage with a fence around it. So I wonder if they're gonna say everybody was like at a football game or something, and that's why it's all quiet. Or, I mean, I don't even know what else other arguments you could make that an entire college campus, I assume, is what this is, got turned into zombies, and yet nobody is really doing anything about it. So now I have this, which means I need to pull out the menu, which is here. This, how does this work? Combine, store, and case, discard. Alright, so combine with this, and then I can either store in case or discard. And then if it's stored in the case, is it over here in the quick choices? No. So it's just in the right bump there on the indicator. So right bump to heal myself. And I have 1 heart now. And I guess you get 3 uses out of each one. And so if you see anybody on the ground, you should run up to them and stomp on them. So I could use the other 2 and get my health up a little bit more, but theoretically I might get a first aid spray that would then refill my health even more. And I guess one green herb by itself would only refill one square. This increment system is weird. Definitely a weird experience. I'm wondering if the idea here is to run through the same mission over and over again and try to perfect it. That was something that I certainly felt I could do in Resident Evil 4 because I really enjoyed that game, but I think Capcom probably got the completely wrong message there. The reason the game was good was the reason I might want to play the levels over and over again. I didn't ever think that the play style of Resident Evil 4 should be just a short little sections that you're supposed to try and perfect. That's almost, well, it effectively is a strategy or puzzle style of gameplay that shouldn't be in a survival horror. Not for the average player, at least. What in the world is this thing? Oh, it's a chair that's upside down. We hear somebody over here. But 4 shots plus my companion doing several shots. I messed up. I couldn't kill her either. And I've gotten skill points to purchase a skill. How do you do that? Let's see. Equip skills. Select. Apparently you can't do that until you're done with the game. Let's see. Display another player's record? Why would I want to do that? And this can combine, and this could go in here, and now I'm up to 5 right bumps to fill my health up. So, and he's eating them like they're Tic Tacs. This is a longer section, so maybe we are finally getting into gameplay, and it was just tutorializing up to this point, but it is very, very divided. This is the exact 180 from what we experienced at the beginning of Resident Evil 4 in the village, where we were attacked by at least 40 zombies at once, or my gun is obviously not very good. Look at how many bullets my companion's taking to kill these guys, though. And see, I've got my door right to the back of this room, which tells me that I'm probably gonna invoke the wrath of some zombie in here. A red herb. See, now if I had a green herb, I could combine it with a red herb. But maybe I need to find a yellow herb if that exists. I bet it doesn't. It would make not a lot of sense. Because building up your character's ability, and the game just locked up again. This game can't handle more than zombies. That's what I'm learning. I'm up to 61. Grenades. All kinds of things. Like, so, as we're here, the only thing I can turn down more is from variable frame rate to see if I can get it to a locked 30 frames per second. And hope that that is the one thing. And the game already feels a little weird doing 30 frames per second. it feels like a vertical sync issue, maybe. So that might very well be something that you don't see. There are game engines out there that cannot handle being run at lower frame rates, and Resident Evil 4 in particular was one of those games, because everything was built in the engines of very old games to specifically run at set frame rates, and lowering the frame rate actually messes it up as much as setting it higher. I mean, you really cannot play this game. Yeah, and reloading, like, the reloading animation locks up. It's just the engine. So let's come back to this, I guess. Is there anything else we could turn down? We could turn down the display frequency to 30 frames per second. Maybe that would help. But it's really strange to have the display frequency and the frames per second be different. I didn't save that. We're sitting here and we're still running into lag. In fact, I think we may have even increased the lag by... Let's see what happens when we combine these two now. It gives us 6, which that gets us up to 10. So instead of the red turning into a full health V-heal, it just turns into this other micromanage thing you can do, which seems kind of silly.
You got it.
Get to the security gate. It'll lead you off the campus.
It's been a while since we've even heard Hunnigan. I almost forgot who that was. And see, the weird thing here is I can just kind of let her shoot people if I want. I could probably just hide this way. Is my partner even really going to be in danger? Look how fast I can shoot and use all my bullets. Like, I like the idea, in theory, of being able to pull the trigger that fast, but in reality, it really means I'm just gonna run out of bullets. And see, that's just a visual effects issue. It's clearly just the blood splatter and other visual effects messing up the game. So we were doing better at 60 frames per second. Or variable. And 29 versus 30 here doesn't mean anything. Could be also that the engine just can't do 1080p. That might be our next turn of events, is lowering down the resolution. At least right there, when I did a reload animation, it didn't lock up. So that's a great example of where they can cheat and put variable to the right of 60 and make you think, oh, that means it can go to 60, 70, 80, maybe 100 frames per second. And, ooh, interesting, he tripped. He does, he trips over bodies. That's new. That's something that if there was more of a game here, I would applaud the game for. Well, I should applaud the game for it anyways. We're back to these food things, sandwiches and sushi rolls, both of which are very large, very out of scale. This trash can is pretty big. This this bench is pretty big. They have like no idea of what scale is, it seems. So I shoot 2 crows, which in the regular game in Resident Evil 4 would have absolutely given me something. Here it did nothing whatsoever. Well, that guy has a powerful throw. And I'm sitting here at a low level with plenty of things I could refill. I probably shouldn't do that. It probably makes no sense at all, actually. Let's just go ahead and refill all the way to the top and just be back to max. It made a lot more sense when it was a dial and instead of increments, because I still have really no clue how much damage wow, I really walked right up into that bird. I have no idea how much damage an attack from a zombie will do, if I can talk straight. And this is a side door that we can go through, which is interesting, but like, why would I do that when the game is pointing me that way? Almost certainly what's going to happen is the game is going to tell me this door needs a key, which is a standard Resident Evil thing, and we're going to have to use that key. And see, I'm just sitting here targeting, not even pulling a trigger until I'm certain that I'm gonna get a headshot. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let's see. There's nothing, no reason to jump over that table. And we've killed about 4 birds, and nothing's come about from that. No pickups, no items. Can't go over this way, which is strange because that's the gate. These flags are upside down. Upside down and backwards flags means you're in trouble and you need help. But I just think the Japanese company, Capcom, just screwed up or something. I have no idea. I mean, there's really no excuse for that at all. The flags are all in the wrong way. And they may have actually more than 50 stars too. I'm not going to sit here and count them all out, but that might be the right number, actually. See, right there, the flag is right. And here the flag is wrong. They didn't even get it right over there, so it's not even that they did a terrible job flipping the texture. They just, wow. I mean, really just wow. That's something you can't screw up. Now I know the Japanese flag probably looks exactly the same upside down as regular, but I don't think that Biohazard 6 had Japanese flags happening here. And even if it did, it's still a big screw up.
On again, the gate's locked.
You don't see this in other Japanese games.
Sorry, not from here. Try the staff building behind the bleachers. I'm guessing you'll find keys for the gate there.
So, as I predicted, we got to where we were supposed to go, and they told us to take a side trip. Which, is nice because it does mean that we're having more experience here. I was afraid that in like an hour
Keep
and
that
a
trigger
half
finger ready.
we
Never
would
know
be
what's around
done with
next
the
corner.
entire Leon
Got it.
story. But who knows? We've got these. It's worth finding out if those explode. Oh, they do. I don't know what that's really worth, though. Is it worth shooting footballers in a barrel? I don't know if it is. And I can't pick up the fire extinguishers and throw them out the window, so... Unless I'm setting up for something here. So there's people on both sides. Nice to know. And she just always says Roger, which is fine. So often in Resident Evil games, if you have forehand knowledge, you kind of
Again, the door's locked. There's no way out.
I'm on it. Just give me a minute.
You can pre-prepare.
Now we know where all the infected were hiding out.
So you can sit here, and I believe there's even an achievement for doing this. For pulling the left trigger and right trigger all together.
This is some pretty tight security for a college campus.
Now, I have gotten down halfway in my health, and I didn't even see where that came from. I'm out. I am out. And for somebody who's...
We gotta get out of here.
I've almost got it. Hang on.
Who's playing on normal, I'm kind of getting wrecked here.
It's open. Get out of there now.
I think I just died. Let's see. Am I supposed to do something? Am I supposed to struggle? I'm not seeing the prompt. I don't... Oh, I'm supposed to hit the knives with the right trigger. It's not even telling me what to do.
One surprise after another.
What's the bar below my other... my health bar mean, I wonder? And there was all kinds of skill points and things in there. Am I going to ever get to pick those up? A lot of zombies here have knives in their chest, and it seems like this happened too early for people to really even fight back. Like... Pretty tight security, they said. Is this gonna all be some kind of biohazard facility? Oh, I thought I was gonna look at the computer, but apparently not. I guess the key indicator should have been an indication that I wasn't. So. A lot of dead bodies. They have some instincts though right here. It's just the implementation looks like it was rushed. Like really, really rushed. Maybe they should have made Resident Evil 7 as Resident Evil 6 and taken 4 years. That's often the feeling I get when we run into some video games, is if they just taken more time and made something work well. What's this? Collect serpent emblems to unlock files. Well, how many of them are there in an area? So I knew there were emblems, but I'm kind of a little iffy about how many there are. There may be only one per chapter in the whole game. And if that's the case, that's gonna be weird. And here is this weird light on the fire extinguisher pointing us towards the keys. But what's not? Oh, I have to hit X to pick it up. I'm hitting A. And so that was some falling tension in that whole section. And I'm trying to hit her and kick her and do all of that and save bullets since I only have 11. And he's not gonna get up. What about this one? Our partner comes on the radio telling us to hang on because she was 5 steps away from me. And this is really what you have to do if you've used all your bullets. They've got some nice kills there, but this door is open again. Which, by the way, means that somebody opened the door. So the stomp's not working. I have to really aim for his head. I'm getting all these skill points, but is that gonna help? Let's see. Combine with this. And then combine. I couldn't combine it, so I took it. Or I put it in my right bump. Same animation, works perfectly fine once, locks up in the next one. Then the gun reload locks up. This isn't anything about anybody's computer resources. You can't blame a computer for something like that. This is game engine problems. The kind of problems that mean this game should never have been released. Why are these guys all falling from the sky? Was that supposed to happen, or? I don't mind 2 headshots being necessary for a weak, unupgraded gun, because in Resident Evil 4 you upgraded the gun. I'm not even sure that's going to actually happen here. But when it takes 4 or 5 shots to take out a zombie, 4 or 5 headshots, there's something wrong with that. Where did those guys come from? They were just on top of the building. That's ridiculous. So let's go ahead and stand here and Now, in Resident Evil 4, you had to kind of aim for the top of their heads. That was part of it, but not really. Even when I'm trying for that, is that really working? And it's a good thing I have a partner that's a AI. This would be incredibly difficult, even on easy, with another player, because then both players would have limited AI bullets and limited AI, but or maybe not AI, because the A in the AI is artificial intelligence. My point being, you'd both run out of bullets. These zombies are bullet sponges. And it seems like the reason that's the case is because they can't put that many zombies on the screen, which makes no sense because there was way more in Resident Evil 4. There was way more in Resident Evil 5. Maybe there's a reason or something? I don't know what the reason would be, though. Seems like they went from an engine that could handle a lot of zombies to an engine that couldn't. Maybe the new engine can do higher graphics, but doesn't seem like it can really even do that. So we're going to be in a weird position here because we're going to walk through here and set off the alarm.
Should have known better.
I mean, what was I supposed to do? Like, there was no jump over option or anything. Like, the top of this guy's head is gone. So if you're talking traditional zombie shoot him in the head stuff, that's not being followed. That idea is not being followed at all. And do I want to just shoot all of the guys through the gate there and maybe pick up some items? I wonder if the zombies with the metal axes would set off the alarm. And I can come over here and jump over this. So I can jump over that all I want, but there was no way over here. And see, I don't see a real reason to come over here and, like, if I had my knife out and just went like this, it would take way too long and it would still not really solve anything.
Take a right up ahead. You're almost there. Keep running.
Running? What kind of fool would run into a bunch of zombies? I mean, if you're gonna if you want me to run, you're gonna have to set up a cutscene for that. Apparently, there's a pretty cool kill. Like, let's say, if I was just gonna run. Take a right and run. Alright, I've left my partner completely behind.
I think we just found our ride out of here. Damn it, no keys.
Are you sure?
I'm looking. They're not in the cupboard.
What about the glove compartment?
I didn't even realize that's what they were doing.
Nothing.
It's up there.
Checking a car isn't as easy as it looks in the movies.
Should we hotwire it?
Hold on. Found the keys.
Hit X. Hit X again to start the car. And shift with the right trigger and start driving.
It's clear behind us. Back up.
Left trigger to drive backwards. So clearly they wanted a driving mechanic in there. I don't know if they're really going to have any of that. Are they tutorializing? So we actually play?
Made it off campus. Now we just gotta get through town.
Without getting killed.
We're back into another cutscene. And we barely made it 20 yards.
Shit!
Didn't make it anyway. At all.
Leon, Helena, are you two alright?
Hanging in there. But we need another way to the cathedral.
Well, I found an underground route that may be safer.
The sewers, huh? Great.
So, in pretty standard zombie game fashion, we end up going in the sewers. But I mean, boy, was that a short experience to get to this.
You got it.
We went through like 2 hallways in the entire campus. And now we're into the sewers.
I'm fine.
He didn't bother to ask. We've learned now not to shoot crows or rats. That's sorely missed from previous Resident Evil games.
What's the matter?
There's just a...
Not a fan of sewers?
Come on. Let's just get to the cathedral, and then I'll tell you everything.
Bioorganic weapons present a threat. I'm going to tell them everything. Everything we know about the Raccoon City incident.
But sir...
A lot of people are questioning my desire to reveal the truth. I know where they're coming from. It might create more problems than it solves. A lesson I learned well in the military. Bioorganic weapons are a global threat, and we are partly to blame. We have to come clean and start working with the rest of the world if we want to have any chance of fighting this.
Whatever you decide, sir. I'm with you.
I've always valued your friendship, Leon. It's time we take responsibility and end this mess.
Nice little flashback scene.
It's gonna be a tough road.
Now, the Resident Evil series is kind of known for
Let's get
having
moving.
some
We don't have much time.
ridiculous
Certainly got our work
one-liners.
cut out for us.
I think What's the Matter,
Believe
You
me,
Don't Like
I
Sewers
know.
is one of those potential attempts as a silly one-liner joke. In comparison to Resident Evil 4, which I really wish would run on my PC, and I'm gonna say it probably throughout this entire series, you didn't actually get into the sewers until, I would say, 12 hours into the game, and it was a big boss fight then. Here, I think I'll probably run into just a couple of zombies. I honestly think that's all this game is. Okay, so the lower indicator is your bullets. That makes sense. I'm getting skill points, but I don't think we're going to be able to spend any of it until we finish a chapter, or at the very least finish the entire story of Leon. Well,
Leon,
that would be
Helena,
worse.
we'll be out of contact when you're in there. I'll still be tracking your movements, but be careful.
It's like they're now trying to imply that the rodents are just there to be things you would accidentally shoot. And this way doesn't look safe. So one assumes you have to go that way. And We're hearing something making noise. A zombie running towards me. Skill points. Do I even rightfully earn these skill points? I mean, I'm kind of just getting handed them for doing nothing but shooting or killing the zombies. Sometimes I'm not even the one that kills the zombies that drops the skill points. It's kind of the opposite of its name. If you're gonna give me skill points, I kind of feel like I need to do something skillful to deserve it. Of course, you could make the opposite argument that skill points are points to improve your skills, and then any points can be skill points as long as they're used on skills. These are the standard, well, they're not quite standard zombies, but they feel mostly like zombies. Just, they take a lot of bullets to be killed. We have a problem, however.
Train's coming!
They were really slow on that prompt.
How are the trains still running?
There was no one at the controls. Zombie Express.
So now we can use that to our advantage. All we have to do is get close to the walls.
Leon.
Somebody's screaming. And we're walking over here. Dog. Zombie dog. Darn it. I thought it was a regular dog. And these dogs don't really stay down. Well, the introduction of a new enemy is appreciated. We need to find something to combine with this green herb, though, otherwise I'm gonna die. This guy didn't survive. I guess I have to be happy about the fact that the AI component does stick to the wall and not get hit by the train, which could certainly be something that would happen. I'm walking against another train right now. We have a zombified on fire zombie. So we're in a weird position now because these zombies are getting electrified and such, but they're still not dying. Getting set on fire and electrified. And we're both about to die. Reload, weapon, fire, move. So she's helping me. But I'm out of everything. I'm out of everything. Dying completely. So then the question becomes, how is the game gonna fix this? How is it gonna accommodate? Because I've got this. What is this? A remote bomb? This, which I can take, and then let's see. This combines with this. Then put that there, and then 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm out of health again. I'm out of bullets. And we kind of just started this whole section, so the game had every reason in its mind to give us more bullets and have us refill in this section. And see, we're going down here, and who knows what's down there. It may be a slide or something. Let's see. We do have some bombs, and then there's a ton of slots here that I suppose as we get more weapons or things, we might fill that up. And then there's also a gun. But as far as as perks or skills, we don't know. We can't display another player's records apparently because we're offline. And as far as game settings, there's really nothing here to change. Yeah. I guess at a display frequency of 30 and a variable refresh rate, we've mostly figured out the best setting, which is still not very good for this game. And there's, I guess, nothing we can do. It's really weird since I've been playing a lot of games that have given me a lot more options to really just end recordings on a pause screen that just says paused and that's it. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to support me even further, go to my main YouTube page. On the right there's a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.